everybody, it's Mark Yagi. Welcome to another Market Pulse. Today is December 6th. And man, we are long in the tooth on a green market. So it's good. Hopefully you've been making some juice, making some hay while we're out there. It's continuing until it doesn't. So right now, the market's green. I think it's weakening. I'm going to show you that in just a second. But that doesn't mean you change your whole thing in anticipation that it may go red. I think it probably will, but what do I know? I don't try to predict the market. I try to play the probabilities. You know that if you've watched me for a while. Let's talk about what's going on this week. Let me show you this stuff. All right, here we go. So the market right now is, you see 4 green lights, but you see this momentum is actually coming down right now. You see the market is coming down, but that doesn't mean much because we are at all-time highs. It just means the momentum and the excitement and the exuberance of pushing all-time highs is not as big as it was, say right in here. So that's okay. Sometimes markets don't always shoot up. They kind of maybe, chug up, and that's cool. So speaking of chugging up, here's the NASDAQ. And so you can see the NASDAQ is hitting an all-time high today. It's gapped up 3 days ago. The NASDAQ was kind of weak for a while, as you saw down in here. It had its moment, but now it's leading again. And if you're in NASDAQ stocks, tech stocks, AI stocks, you're feeling that. So that's good. We've got the S&P 500, all-time highs as well today and yesterday and the day before. And it's constant. This is when people say, oh, I can't buy because it's an all-time high. That's like the dumbest thing you could say. Don't be one of those people. You're not, because you're on here. But people are like, well, the market's at an all-time high. You could have said that back right here, right? You could have said that back in here, all-time high. And here we are 1,000 points higher than that. So markets can't make a new high unless they've made an old new high. Right. And so that's what's going on. There's two indexes right now that are all-time highs. Dow Jones Industrial Average near all-time highs, but it's a little bit more staid and quiet, but still right up there and above this 8-day moving average. That's awesome. And now we have a bounce looking like on the New York Stock Exchange, not making really new highs this week, but still hovering around them and not selling off too much and bouncing, around the 8-day moving average. So I'm good. Like I would think this is a good time to be in the market. And the volatility index certainly shows that. It's low, back down in the 13s, below the mean, the moving averages. So things are yummy, right? Things are yummy. But that doesn't mean you go all in this late stage in a short-term green. Now we've got the primary trend is green and we're up, but on Monday morning, things could change, right? So we got to be prepared for those kinds of things. The big cap 20s. Now, you know me, I'm more of a big cap trader, certainly like more established stocks that are institutionally supported. You're seeing that shooting straight up, and money is coming into the market. I don't know if it's the political situation or if we have a Santa Claus rally or, we just have a good environment, but things are good right now. And so when they're good, we want to push the accelerator and make sure they continue to be good for us. The computer index is right back at its all-time highs, pushing new highs now after a bit of a consolidation over the last several months. And that's what's caused the NASDAQ to kind of not be really strong until now. And so the computer stuff is doing really well too, and AI is included in that. Apple. You're seeing Apple here at 237.23. That's the breakout spot, and you're seeing Apple in a breakout now. It's not a very strong breakout, but Apple's not a very strong company. It's not like Tesla or MicroStrategy or some of these other ones where things are crazy and it's going up 10 bucks a day, but it's going up. And this is one of those stocks that's a chugger, right? I call it a chugger. If you're watching the YouTube channel and you're a member of my insider tips, you've probably seen the video I put out about Apple. So Apple is just this chugger and you can make some good money on it. Let's talk about how you can make money. You know that I talk here about buying the stock and selling the call, or buying the base position and selling the call against it. You can do that with Apple, and you can pick up $1.66 by selling really, in the money. Picking up $1.66 is, 1.5% a week, something like that. So that's pretty good, right? That's the kind of juice that you can collect by doing Apple. Maybe it's not quite a 1.5%, but it's, $1.66 on a stock that basically moves a couple of bucks a week. You get both of that, right? You can make $1.66 a week, and over 50 weeks, that's like 75 bucks on a $240 stock, right? See the way I look at it? All right. Tesla, here's the weekly chart on Tesla. Tesla's in a breakout. We're in the 7th or 8th week of a big breakout that's already up 24% and more today. So you're seeing the daily action on Tesla. It consolidated here for a couple of weeks, and now it's making a move toward that $400 level, which is a big magical number. Everybody's anticipating full self-driving, and I think it's coming. And I've been thinking it's coming for a couple of years too, though. But you see it breaking up toward those highs. Tesla now, you can make $10.52 by selling at the money. $10.52. Think about that. If you can make $10.52 selling at the money every week, that's $500, right? Now, I'm not saying it's going to, reward you every single week, but that's certainly the amount of juice that you can collect. $500 on a stock that's 375. Plus, if it goes up, you're going to be in it, and the juice is going to increase. Can't argue with the cash flow machine methodology. All right, MicroStrategy. This has been the big one, and you've probably seen a couple of videos if you're watching this channel on YouTube or Rumble. But look at MicroStrategy. This is a weekly, and so you can see it's very volatile, and that's why it pays a lot of reward when you sell calls against it. But it's on a huge breakout, another 8-week breakout situation going on with MicroStrategy. Here's the daily, and see, here's how crazy and noisy it is. But you can make 6-7% at the money on MicroStrategy. Take a look at it. Here's the stock at 389. The next week's calls at the money with that, let's call it 390, are paying you $2,595 per contract. So if you have 100 shares, you can make $2,595 just by owning the shares, right? Now, you have to learn how to trade it. You have to learn what to do, but that's pretty darn good money. All right, Nvidia. A lot of people love Nvidia, and so do I. It's just Nvidia's long in the tooth in the run. So it's going to continue, probably, in my opinion, to melt up unless something adverse happens to it. It's just not going to shoot up, right? So don't expect Nvidia to shoot up, but Nvidia has got, pretty good juice. It'll pay you $2.48, close to the money, or $2.39 if you want to be a little bit outside the money. Really good stuff. Like if you want to make 1-2% a week, that's what we strive to do here. And Nvidia is certainly a great stock to be able to do that. I mean, if you believe in AI, you got to believe in what Nvidia has been doing. One more is Amazon. You can see Amazon broke out from this 201.20 level. It broke out, faked the breakout, kind of a head fake. It's tested the breakout spot like they do a lot of the times. And now look at it. It's really shooting up like 7-8 days in a row here, gapping up a couple times and sitting right near an all-time high. Amazon going into Christmas, with their Black Monday sales and all that stuff. Usually at the end of the year is probably a good time to be in Amazon. But anyway, let's leave it there. Those are some of the big. You know what? I'll do one more here. You can see the Amazon pays you $3 a week. At the money, right at the money. So you can make $308 for every 100 shares that you have, just sitting there collecting the juice. And then I want to remind you, don't chase the juice and have conviction for the long-term stock you're in. Don't just be buying the stuff because somebody on the internet is talking about it. So listen, there's more important things in life than making money. And I certainly found that out today. And I want to make you reminded of that. Give your people that you have in your life a big hug. Tell them that you love them. Spend quality time with them. Put the phone down. Look them in the eye and find out what they're all about. And seeing if they're hurting, because if they are, you want to be there for them. So have a great weekend, everybody, and I'll see you next week on the Market Pulse. Thanks for being here, and talk soon.